Hello everyone, welcome to Camera First. This is Reza and this is our daily sports show. We talk about all kinds of sports here. Let's start with Bundesliga this time. Leipzig had a win against Werder Bremen. Went to the second place. It was a 2-0. Yeah, that's about that. About Bundesliga, they sit in second, Leverkusen in third, Dortmund at fourth, Stuttgart I think at fifth, and Bayern Munich, of course, at the first. Let's go to the Premier League. Leeds at home, hosting Villa. They're normally good at home, and the points they get mostly is at home. But yeah, they lost that game. They scored first goal, but Rogers scored two, and he had a very beautiful free kick, kind of like a Ronaldo style. And with this win, Villa stays in the competition for European games, Leeds in the relegation zone. Let's go to the next game, the most important game of the week, maybe in a lot of people's eye, the Derby of North London. Um, it was one of the games that both teams are pretty good in the set pieces. Both teams, Arsenal pretty good at home, Tottenham pretty good at away games. So you expected a good game, though of course Tottenham form wasn't the best, and there were some criticism about the games with Thomas Frank, the coach. But you expect them because it's a derby, they bring their best. They didn't. It was horrible. No high pressure, no opportunity. They had zero expected goals, Tottenham. They lost 4-1. Arsenal won. On the top, 6 points to Chelsea, 7 to City. Good difference for them in the 12th game. And I think in the half season, they can be still on top if they continue, if nothing strange happens. Still, they have a game in the Champions League in the middle of the week against Bayern Munich. At the weekend against Chelsea, they have tough games ahead of them. But if they draw or win the game against Chelsea, I think they cannot be stopped easily till the half season. And what else to talk about? So as I did a hat trick in 4-1 game, beautiful game, dribbling them amazingly, find the spaces in the defense, and beautiful game for him. The fact that he was almost signing for Tottenham, make it, and Tottenham even some fans and players even mocking him a little bit. Um, that he had a chance to come to Tottenham and now do the hat trick. Good revenge for him. Very amazing. The only goal for Tottenham was Richarlison, and it wasn't an opportunity in the middle of the almost middle of the field in the Arsenal side of the pitch. He shot it, and the goalkeeper was out, and they scored. But put that aside, they didn't create any opportunity whatsoever. Arsenal was completely in charge, and Thomas Frank and Tottenham will be in a bad situation. They didn't do good against Chelsea. There are a lot of great games they didn't do as well as they should, so they will be in a lot of criticism. And yeah, maybe even losing their job. All the goals were without the set pieces for Arsenal. They can shoot, they can dribble, they can do counter attacks. They're a pretty complete team. Um, I thought maybe they can be stopped, but for now they seem unstoppable. I was wrong about that. I didn't think they would do bad, but I thought City can go insanely sometimes. Sorry, it, like City can go 10 games without losing a point, but it seems we're not seeing that City for now. For a second, I thought we do, but no. Let's go to Serie A. Rome won 3-1 against Cremonese. On top now, they seized the opportunity even though Napoli won, but they took the chance on top, and they scored 3 goals. Cremonese scored the last goal in the corner, and Rome is doing pretty great with Gasperini. He got red card though, and got fired from the sideline and will miss the next. Will next match. So that's about that. I watched Leeds Villa and I watched Arsenal Tottenham just in case. I watched the highlight for Rom Cremonense. AC Milan Inter, I watched the most of this game. Pulisic scored his back. He's brilliant. He's, I think, the best Milan player next to, why am I next to Modric and Rafael Leao. He's the best player. Also, also Manion. He's also pretty good. He did insane good saves last night with Milan against Inter. Milan won 1-0. I didn't explain it well, but okay. They had very good chances, Inter, at the start of the game, at the start of the second half. They didn't use it, or Manion had insanely good saves. Two woodwork, I remember. Another thing is that they got a penalty, Inter, but Manion saved it brilliantly. So it was his night. The captain, the goalkeeper, though he doesn't have a contract after the summer, and some people say he will move out of Milan. That's the bad news, but the good news is that he was brilliant last night. They won the derby, and Inter didn't go on top, and they gained some point to stay in the competition for the top team, Milan. A great game, away game for Milan, and of course it's in San Siro, but still. Yeah, in the big games, Inter seems to have problems against Milan, Napoli, Rome, Juve. They don't do very great. It's a concern. They also create opportunities but score very little, so that's another concern for Inter fans. Let's move on to La Liga. Atletico Madrid 1-0 against Getafe, own goal by Getafe. Atletico Madrid won and stayed in the competition, but they are not doing very good in total. Some games they're very good, some games not very good. Especially with that loss against Arsenal, they showed that they don't have the spirit of the previous team they were. Of course, they're doing a lot of changes, so we should give it time and see how it will work. Real Madrid lost points, made a draw against Elche, which is embarrassing. A few games they're not getting the result, they're losing points, and Barca is doing actually pretty great, so they are horrible. Mbappe didn't score. Bellingham scored, and Hoysen for Real Madrid. Elche scored first, I think. Yeah, first Real scored against Elche, against Real Madrid. Again, Real Madrid, okay. And Vini was not in the game fixed. Rodrigo was on the right. Like they were playing with two forwards, at least on the formation and highlights. And Rodrigo was not scoring for a long time. Vini not fixed, not good. Mbappe had a few opportunities missed. 1 point is still there against Barcelona, but they were so much ahead after the Clasico and they lost all of it. And yeah, it sucks for Real Madrid fans, but they should see. But the pressure on Xabi Alonso will increase, especially now if Barcelona go ahead of them. League 1, Lille won 4-2, two penalties for them against Paris FC. 2 goals by Giroud, one of them. Sorry, one of them was one of the penalties. And they also stay in the competition for League 1, and Lyon made a draw, 0-0. And yeah, so Lille also in the competition for European games and Champions League. In Saudi, Ronaldo scored. They beat the team ahead of them 3-1 or 4-1. A very beautiful goals. Watch the highlight; it was amazing. But a bicycle goal by Ronaldo, pretty beautiful bicycle goal. Very interesting. He had to show he can still do it, especially after the McTominay game and goal. And brilliant goal by him. Very interesting at the last minutes, but still. And that said, Messi also had a masterclass. Like forget Haaland and Mbappe. Messi and Ronaldo is still the players you should talk about. I will make it a title for this video. Inter Miami won. They need one win in this I forgot. I said they need two wins from 3 games. They need one win from 1 game to go to the next round from now on. And Inter Miami got it and went to semi-final. They had 4-0 game. Messi scored 1 goal with a header, 3 assists, 2 of them on the counter-attacks, and brilliant. They go against New York FC. They also won their game against Philadelphia. And they're very close. Messi is very close to win the MLS. Ronaldo very close to win the Saudi League. Of course, Ronaldo has way longer way to go. Messi is at the semi-final against New York FC. About chess, Jawahir went to the final with Wei. Wei was very short on time, but the opponent made a blunder at the last moments and changed the game. And Jawahir also, because he was playing against a player from Uzbekistan, apologized to him. It was nice to see. Let's talk about F1. A serious talk. McLaren got disqualified both drivers. Something that happened after I recorded and uploaded the video that I had, and the news came out. There are some tests that they do after. I recorded the video yesterday after watching the race immediately almost. But after they do some tests after the race, a few hours later, it was the news that the cars they used weren't standard. Long story short, why it's a problem? What was the test? So to make it summarized is that for safety and security of the drivers, they had to put a minimum height for the car from the floor. If you bring it lower, so all the cars are obligated to do this, so they do this. But if you bring it lower, as they did in McLaren, your car goes faster. So it's very unfair to the other drivers, because of course you put your drivers in danger, but beside that, your cars are going faster than they should. Like, you didn't put the limit that other drivers put for their own safety and by law. So the result they got was disqualified. Max has a chance, very small chance, but has a chance. I said it before, and it's funny because I said Norris will not lose it unless there is some DNF and disqualification, and it happened. I really didn't think that it will, but it happened, and that's the case right now. Antonelli, am I pronouncing his name right? I don't care, but Antonelli got on the podium again after this result, because he went again ahead of Norris and Piastri. They disqualified, so on the podium, first time last race, and now the second one. Pretty good for him result also. Let's mention it, and we should see the F1 games just became more interesting. In NBA, Heat defeated Sixers. Maxi did great, but also Powell. And Heat, without their best scoring player from last season, Hero, they're doing still pretty good. I'm a Heat fan. Heat sitting at 4th place. I predicted that we will do very badly, so ashamed but also happy with that prediction. Went wrong. Thunder defeated Portland very heavily. Suns defeated Spurs. Hawks defeated Hornets. Lakers hard win against Jazz. Cavaliers won against Clippers. Clippers not doing very good. Also Hornets. Also Portland, very bad form. Spurs losing was a bit of shock for me. But Suns, both our team very good. Celtic defeated Magic, and yeah, let's go to NFL. And yeah, we close the game with NFL. Don't forget the match to watch. Sevilla has a game today. We have a match in NFL. Let's talk about it, and then the result is Panthers against 49ers. Yeah, for a second I had that, and Manchester United against Everton. Yeah, watch those. So in NFL, Chiefs won against Colts in overtime. They really are the clutch team, and they couldn't afford losing. If they lost, they had to win every other game to go to the next round, if I'm not wrong. At least that was the thing that commentators was saying. I didn't check. But in the overtime, Colts got the first attack, and then they had to defend, and Chiefs did amazing to win and kind of clutch it and save themselves. Still in the third place, still no guarantee for them to go to the next round, but they needed this win. Seahawks defeated Titans, easy as expected. Tough competition, of course, with Rams and 49ers for them. Sit in the middle, and they should continue. 49ers still has to play. Browns defeated Raiders. Raiders head coach got fired after this. They had horrible results. I think 2 wins, 9 losses, something like this. But the game didn't matter that much even to Browns. It didn't bring much benefit. Jaguars defeated Cardinals, closed the gap with Colts. And I know. And Cardinals, to be honest, like Raiders, kind of are out of the competition. I mean, a miracle thing kind of should happen based on the games that are ahead. I just want to say it practically, they're kind of out. These two teams, Patriots win, gained some difference with Bills because Bills didn't win their game, so they go ahead, and it was a very good win. They make them a relief of Bills. They went against Bengals, and Bengals also kind of are out. Like Browns, they're not getting to a Steelers and Ravens. I don't think so. And let's talk about the Steelers at the end because I want to complain a bit. Ravens also later. So Wisconsin won against Vikings. Stayed on a good point, Wisconsin, but Vikings are also really out. They were competing 3 teams that are doing insanely good. Lions and Bears. Bears on top after winning the Steelers. I will talk about it at the end. But Lions also won against Giants, and they won against Giants, right? Yeah, they won against New York Giants, and New York Giants also out. They are not in that competition anymore, and I don't think there is a way back for them, so they're also out. I said about Jaguars, Cowboys defeated Eagles. Well, that is interesting. Same division. Eagles is still on top, but Cowboys closed the gap. The Eagles are very much on top, but what Cowboys can get is that wild card chances, So I don't think they will reach to Eagles, but they can get for wild card. They are behind on the wild card competition as well, but they can get themselves some chances. So it was a must win for them, not much for the Eagles. Saints defeated to Falcons. Saints also gone. Falcons stay alive, but barely, very barely staying alive in the competition. Rams defeated Buccaneers. Buccaneers on top, but the gap closed most of it. And the Panthers, if they defeated 49ers, they can go on top. Rams are on top, and they're doing pretty great. Still 49ers should play Panthers. That can change a few things in 2 different divisions. Ravens won, comeback, defeated Jets. Jets also out of it already. With this comeback, they went on top with the same points and same wins as Steelers, but on the top nonetheless. And Steelers lost to Bear. I want to talk about it because I watched the match. A bit of the match with Colts against Chiefs, but the main match I watched was Steelers against Bear. What to say? We were ahead. Steelers, honestly, I said we were ahead, but they had a comeback, and then we tried to make a comeback, make it a draw, and go to overtime, but we failed. But in total, what a horrible match to watch. The defense can do well, and then horribly the next second. The offense, same. Awful defense, awful attack, really awful. Most of the games there were no passes, they were just giving it for a rush, and it was horrible to watch because they saw the plan, they predicted, they saw through this, they were defending it, and the next ball we were doing exactly the same, and they were stopping. It was just horrible. There were a few tricks, not gonna lie, there are a few variety of things we're trying and it's interesting, but in total it's just horrible. It's like we're outcoached every game. It's horrible. Rogers couldn't play. Rudolph was playing. Rogers was out because of the injury. And there's a big difference between them. Rudolph's passes are horrible. They're either short or a rush pass, but a long pass never. I didn't see one, to, at least to be received. I mean, you go to playoff. What's the point of this? Like, you rush almost all the game, and you see that your opponent are seeing this coming. They're looking at you and they're just putting their defense and they're stopping you. Again, you go rush and it's horrible. It was quite disappointing. A lot of fans in the comments were saying that we should fire the head coach after these all years, and a lot of some players defending it, but some fans were defending it, but it was a horrible watch. At the end, we did better. We did the pass, and actually, it was working. Though in the long pass, we couldn't do anything, but in the short pass, we were doing better. But I think it was all emotions. Like, we have nothing to lose now. Let's play like this. It could have been avoided completely, really. So we lost with 3 points, I think, at the end. Yeah, but when we were ahead in the first quarter or two, but I don't remember exactly till when we were ahead, but horrible game, right? Horrible. Let's see, hopefully it will change, of course, with Rogers and all that, but I don't know. It was very disappointing to watch, and yeah, that's about that. Penguins also having a few losses. I don't talk about NHL anymore. I don't have time to watch them, or it's very bad timing, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and but Penguins also had a few losses, which is very disappointing. So Pittsburgh team are not doing very well, except the USL championship that we won in soccer, but it's not MLS, so still not the best feeling, but something. But we should see. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, write a comment. I will read it, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.